to the Southern Snack, where life is too short to be serious. All right, this video could just be a one and done. It could be part one and part two. So we're gonna pose for a thumbnail either way. All right. That's if that's part one. This is if it's just one whole video. So you must be wondering, what do you mean? What do you mean? Well, you might not be wondering if you read the title. It just depends on the situation, right? So these were announced recently. People have been finding the Nerds Slushes, the Nerds frozen drinks out and about. And now I think it's nationwide. But the strawberry one is the only one that's like everywhere. And then some locations are doing blue raspberry. So, ooh, what did I do there? Messed with that. Okay. So what was I saying? So not every location has blue raspberry. If I find blue raspberry, we're throwing it in there. Strawberry, we already have a review that's done. I don't know if I'll upload that first or what. But basically, it's just that same strawberry slush drink, same frozen strawberry drink. Let's take a sip. Yep, same old strawberry drink. Doesn't like stand out to me. It's pretty good, right? Artificial strawberry. You know, you could argue like a strawberry and cream because it's not super heavy on strawberry and it is creamy. Of course, there's no cream in there, but it's a 7 out of 10. It's not the greatest thing, but it's not the worst strawberry thing I've had. Now, you got these Nerds, right? So you can try and mix them in, do whatever you like. It's kind of stupid, right? Because you got to stir and stir and stir to really mix them through. And there's not that many unless you get a iconic Burger King that just does so much for you. But, okay, right? You know. Yeah, the Nerds add a nice crunch, nice flavor. But the issue is, again, it's topped off. You got to stir it in. Depending on the Burger King you go to, you may not get that many Nerds. You know, I'm not a big fan of those people that go outside of the 0.5 ranges, right? Where it's like 7.26, 7.215678. You know, hate those. I don't prefer the 7.2s to 7.3s. But if there was a situation where I could find myself saying, okay, this is like a 7.1, 7.2, this would be the situation, because I don't find it quite as, you know, boring, I guess, for lack of better, because it is a little bit boring. I don't find it as calm and mundane as the regular strawberry thing that they have. However, yeah, we got you with the however, right? The Nerds, there's just not enough to make a huge impact. I will have to go with the benefit of the doubt on this one. I'm going to give it a 7.5 just because it is slightly better. And you know, when I go off the 0.5 scale, that gives me like 20 different possible ratings to work from. So it's not that big of a deal for me to go from a 7 to a 7.5 because it leaves so much room for more improvement. And if I give it a 7.5, that's 2.5 that it's missing out on. At its best, if this thing is loaded with Nerds, it could be a 10. It really could be. The mix of like that artificial strawberry flavor that's not too heavy either, right? Because you could find this to have plenty of Nerds and too much strawberry flavor. So I think the key to this is that it doesn't have too much strawberry. And going off of that, you know, you load it up with Nerds, then, you know, it's a nice compliment. It's not like strawberry, heavy strawberry and some Nerds, you know. But 7.5, I guess, is fair. Could it be overthinking it? Sure. But yeah, maybe the next location I go to when I get the blue raspberry, maybe, just maybe, they'll give me lots of Nerds. I don't know. We can't guarantee that until we see. But we're gonna drive around today. We're gonna figure some things out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I've got time to do content, time to upload, time to work. So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this review. And other than that, let's see where it goes. I promised you, my friends. I told you this was going to be reality one day. A day that may be far away, but was soon to come. No matter how we felt, no matter the destiny, it was to happen. It was to be. And here we are, finally. Yes. Now again, as I said previously, I feel like this concept is a little silly, right? You don't get a lot of Skittles. It's not mixed in. It's on top. Like, it's kind of dumb. But Bkue Raspberry. As with the strawberry one, could be more flavorful. I do like it better than the strawberry. The raspberry slush itself, I'll give it 8. Now I gotta take the Skittles and, I mean, see how difficult it is to just mix them in? It's not easy. Let's stab through the thing. Stabby, 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 stab. And they just, I don't know. And then it doesn't look very pretty. So I get that. The aesthetic's very important. But folks, what was the point of this again? Skittles milkshake might be more sensible. But I like adding nothing to this. Quite honestly, not only do they add nothing, they make this worse. Skittles and Bkue Raspberry is just not going well together. That's not terrible. But it made more sense with the strawberry, I guess. Personally, I'm gonna give this a 5 with the Skittles. A, not many Skittles. B, you might as well just not even worry. You just eat the Skittles that are on top, and just move on with life, because that combination is not very good. Hate to tell you, but that's just the way it is. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see y'all around.